Hello again. After not seeing you for a long time, I'm trying to go back to record more videos, and we'll start with my form. My new format will be to start doing videos that are shorter, to the point, and just to give you a few points from the parsha of the week. It comes from this sefer, very good one. It's for anyone who wants just a quick Dvar Torah, to the point and done. This is very good for that. It takes the words of the Rebbe and distills it and make it like very short. So on the words that starts our parsha, Vayeshev Yaakov, Yaakov sat down or settled down. Chazal says, Bikesh Yaakov l'shev b'shalva, kafatz alav rugzo shel Yosef. Yaakov wanted to sit down idly, and idly doesn't mean that he wanted to sit down and do nothing. He wanted to sit down and dedicate his life to learn Torah and serve Hashem. But even though it sounds very alluring, that's not the goal. That's not the point. And why is that? Because at that point it says that Kafatz alav rugzo shel Yosef, the anger of Yosef jumped on him. So it doesn't make sense. You saying that Yaakov wanted to learn Torah, he wanted to sit down and dedicate his life to learn Torah, and what happened? Suddenly he started having problems. It makes no sense at all. But in the end, you will see that how the Rebbe explain it in a way that everything makes perfect sense. So he says, so what's the anger that jumped on him was that the Eibishter says not enough that tzaddikim get what it's prepared for them to the next world, but they also want to sit down idly in this world. You know, you already have your reward. You want to enjoy this life and enjoy that life at the same time. Again, you will see that the Rebbe will disprove that. So the way that it looks like in the simple terms, the request of Yaakov to sit idly wasn't something that is wanted, a positive thing. And also it had something negative, like a sin for Yaakov's level. So it wasn't a sin, but according to his level, a sin, chet, meaning from the word ichtiyat matara, meaning missing the target. So he was in the vicinity of the target, but not exactly on the bullseye. And with tzaddikim, medakdikim im kechut asara, even for the little things, it called it he messed up, meaning no less than perfection. So what was negative about that? How could it be that Yaakov, the best of the fathers, will request something that is not positive? How could it be that tzaddik wants something that's against the will of Hashem? Again, makes no sense. That and more. From the continuance of the Ma'amar Chazal, this Ma'amar Chazal, we understand that this is the way of tzaddikim in general. Tzaddikim want to sit idly and learn Torah and serve Hashem. And if this is not the positive and befitting way for a tzaddik, why the Eibishter is not happy from that? If this is all the tzaddikim want to do the same thing, and this is the way of a tzaddik, this is the path of a tzaddik, then why Hashem is not happy about it? And if so, why didn't tell him like, these are the rules I want you to follow? So why do tzaddikim ask to sit idly? Do they look for comfort? Do they look to be comfortable? Do they want easy life? It's clear that when a tzaddik is a true tzaddik and he wants to sit idle, he doesn't sit idle meaning not doing anything, but he wanted to do it l'shem shamayim, in the sake of heaven. They want to do that. They want that peace and quiet from the regular world in order that they can elevate themselves and connect themselves more to the spiritual realm. And through that, to increase and spread the name of Hashem in this world without being interrupted by simple little things or mundane things. And if so, the Eibishter says it's not enough for tzaddikim what they get in the next world. Again, it doesn't make any sense. Tzaddikim says, no, take away from us this problem so we can improve and get better and focus all our intention, and not just part of our intention, but all of our intention to you. It sounds very positive. What's the problem with that? If so, Why do the Eibishter says, well, it's not enough for tzaddikim what they receive in the next world? Because this kind of rest, this kind of being idle from mundane things, even though that you want it from the side of Kedusha, because you want to connect better to spirituality, you want to be more available for spirituality, even though it doesn't have a place in this world, only in the next world. This world, think about it this way. This world created in order to us to come as a neshama in a body and then interact with physicality and elevate the physicality. What a tzaddik wants is to leave me alone from the physicality. I want to deal only for spirituality. So if so, why did you come to this world in the first place? If you're not like preparing to elevate this world, so what's the point of you coming here? Stay in the Shama above and stay there and connected to Hashem, and that's it. But you got to understand that here it's even higher than there because very simple reason, because only here you actually perform the will of Hashem. Over there you connected to Hashem and you listen and you enjoy. Here you're actually doing the will of Hashem, something that is not available over there. So here in this world, the emphasis of the service is to stand in front of difficulties and challenges and to serve Hashem only from quiet and peace is kind of like a reward for tzaddikim. It's not work. And this kind of work of reward, it's for the next world, not to this world. So basically, tzaddikim want to live the next world already now. And that's why Yaakov was punished by the anger of Yosef. This difficult problem and this terrible sorrow wasn't, God forbid, a punishment to Yaakov that wanted to sit and learn and connect to spirituality. But, and here the Rebbe flipped things over, but this is the way that was, that Hashem set in order to make what Yaakov wanted an actual reality. Think about it. As soon as Yaakov wanted to sit idle and learn Torah, suddenly all the problem with Yosef came to be. Now, but what's the purpose of it? The purpose was that Yosef will end up in Egypt, become second to and then he will be able to supply so much wealth that he can support his entire family. And then Yaakov could sit down and create a yeshiva and learn Torah, and all those problems goes away. So even though sometimes we daven for something, and as soon as we daven, everything goes sideways. Everything goes horribly wrong. And we say, no, forget it. We don't want it. No, this is the way that things come. As soon as you ask Hashem for something, things change. This change, sometimes it doesn't fit your logic, and you say, oh, no, I don't want it. But that's not the point. The point is that you see, as soon as you ask, changes start taking place. Those changes were in order to bring you to the situation where you're going to receive what you just requested. So after you requested, no matter how the situation changes, you have to have the patience to see it goes through the entire process and give you what you wanted to get in the first place. So we know that serving Hashem through difficulties and challenges and trouble bring the person to a very high level, to the highest levels. Because by the fact that the person is overcoming those problems and serve Hashem, despite all the difficulties, he elevates himself, he purifies himself, and reach very, very high, lofty levels in serving Hashem. When Yaakov wanted to go to such a high level of shalva, of serving Hashem through peace, he had to go through the anger of Yosef. That was the gateway for him to get what he wanted to get. This was the problem that apparently had no reason and no end. Not like the problems with Lavan and Esav, that it had a goal. The goal was, the end was, to overcome evil. And this thing caused a decline in the situation of Yaakov until Shechina left him. By the fact that he had to deal with Esav and with Lavan, he got to the point that Shechina left. But because he stood this trial, meaning because he had to deal with that, because he had to endure the fact that Shechina the Shekhinah left, he became a vessel worthy of this blessing of Shalva, of the true peace, that it's the level of the next world. So you see in the end that Yaakov wanted to sit and learn in the way that they're going to learn in the next world. And somebody who reads the parsha would say, oh, you see, he requested that and immediately got punished. It's not true. He immediately, things start moving to accommodate his question. And in the end, we see that really that's exactly what happened. Yaakov had Yosef support him, and he stood, he created a yeshiva, he sat down and learned Torah without any worries, the same way as the next world. So here we can understand and we can learn how important is davening, is requesting for Geula, to the true peace, because the Eibishter really wants the davening of tzaddikim. And when Yaakov Avinu wanted to sit, learn in peace, the Eibishter says, the Eibishter answered him. The Eibishter gave him what he requested. So are we when we're going to ask to sit quietly and at peace and learn Torah, even though after we already went the anger, not of Yosef, but of the Galus, all the difficulty of the Galus. Now we say to Hashem, we don't want the Galus anymore. We want to sit and serve you directly without the problems and distractions of the Galus. Then for sure the Eibishter will bring it to be immediately and create this and fulfill this request and bring the Geula Amitit Vashlama through Mashiach Tzidkenu. So the big lessons from that is, sometime when we daven, we have in our mind, and not just what we want, but also we have in our mind, how do we want it to come to be? That is a mistake. You don't care, you shouldn't care how it comes to be, as long as you're going to get it, because you're not telling Hashem how to do it. You're asking Hashem, please, I want to have health, wealth, happiness, children, anything else that a person wants in his life, corrected, amended, added to his life. And when he does that, let things happen. Allow things to happen. Because then things doesn't go according to your logic. And you say, no, I don't want it. Hashem says, fine, you don't want it, I'm stopping it. So what happened is a person goes through his life only with the difficulties of the preparation of what he wants. And he doesn't allow himself to continue to the actual stage where he received what he wanted. And then he doesn't get it because he stopped it. He doesn't get what he wanted because he stops it. He says, no, it's too much, I don't want it. And then a person goes through his life only with the sorrow without receiving what he actually wanted. That's all to show you how much control a person does have on his life, how much control he has. He decides when to say, I am allowing something in my life, or I disallow something in my life. And when I disallow something in my life, I stop the entire process. So imagine a person wanted to build a building. So first of all, he doesn't build anything. First of all, he had to destroy whatever was before there, clean it up. And then you have to drill and create more garbage and take it out. And a person comes to say, oh, no, you know what? It's too much dirt, it's too much problem, it's too much environmental pollution, it's too much whatever you want to say, then you say it and you stop the job. So what happened was that at that point, you spend money, you spend time, you destroyed the land, you destroy because you made holes inside, and you accomplished nothing. But if a person understands that that's part of the process, and they remove the garbage, they remove the debris, they clean up the place, and then they put the foundation, and then they start building. And even though it's not a clean job, still the person have the patience and the fortitude to wait and see what's going to end up. And in the end, when the building is finished, then finally, sometimes it takes years, then he starts reaping the reward. Then he can sell offices, rent offices, he can do whatever he wants there. But that's the end. And if you stop in the middle, then you did all the preparation, but you never got to reap the reward. So please, the lesson from here is you're asking something, don't tell Hashem how to do it, just wait, allow, accept, and be patient. And with that, I tell you goodbye and good Shabbos, and hopefully we'll return to do regular videos every week. Thank you, and bye.